Okay, so, the first time I got excited over a potential Smash newcomer, it, didn't end well. And then later down the line, there was the time I tried to make my own newcomer predictions, and, yeah, that could have gone a little better. But then, after that, I really put my mind to something and came up with a character that is not only one that I'd personally want, but one that I think would make sense to include and be a pretty popular choice within the community. And then, literally like 1 week later,
Stop it.
So after all of that, I figured I'd be done with trying to predict what the next Smash character was gonna be. I mean, I'm above that, right? It's basically a shot in the dark at this point, and I was pretty sure that I wasn't gonna be getting anyone that I'd personally be adding to my most played characters list. And just when I thought I was out.
The fighter included in Wave 6 of the paid Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC will be... joining the battle from ARMS.
So, right off the bat, a lot of people are saying that it's got to be Springman, because they always pick the basic main character for these sorts of things. It's a no-brainer, duh, right? But at the same time, a lot of people are saying that it can't be Springman, because he's already an assist trophy in the game, and I don't think Sakurai and the team want to open up, that particular floodgate. I also don't think he's gonna be the one getting in because of that whole assist trophy thing, and also, like, if it was just going to be Springman, I don't think they would have announced it in such an unorthodox, like, ooh, it could be any one of these type of way. Now, Ribbon Girl would probably be the next logical choice, but, like, I don't know. My friend Ray, who owned the game, would always play as Ribbon Girl and keep kicking my ass, so yeah, I just don't want to lend credence to that possibility. Let's just rapid fire a few more of these while we're at it. Ninja, redundant. Macho Muscle Man, redundant. Big Heavy Monster Mash, redundant. Kid Robot Thing, redundant. Fighter with Partner, redundant. Weird Zany Creature, redundant. Provocative Lady who attacks with her hair and can slow down time? Oh, please! Now think carefully. What type of character is Smash currently lacking the most right now? Yeah, okay. If you've been on this channel for a while now, you probably know what I'm about to say here. That's right, I've said it 30 times before and I'll say it 30 more goddamn times. We need more villains in Smash, and Dr. Coyle here is not only a villain, but she's also a female villain, and I think we only have like maybe 1 1/8 of those in the base roster, if I'm being generous. She's also an example of that whole evil mad scientist archetype, which I don't think we have any of in Smash right now. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd really count him. Now, before you say anything, yes, I know, this is probably sounding very biased coming from me since I'm always running my mouth about more villains in Smash, but I honestly do think that Dr. Coyle has a really good chance of making it and would be a great representative for the game she comes from. Yes, I know, I was completely wrong about Wesker, but that was more of me being wrong about the whole Resident Evil series in general. Wesker was still chosen as one of the represented spirits, okay, so I wasn't too far off. Anyway, I've looked into this, and Coyle is actually one of the most important and prevalent characters in all of the ARMS lore, and yes, there is ARMS lore, quite a lot of it actually, more than you may think. There's pages of information in the game's art gallery, and even an entire official ARMS comic, but I digress. Dr. Coyle here serves as the game's primary antagonist. She's the head of ARMS Labs, which is the division that develops a lot of the technology used throughout the game's universe. She has direct connections and/or interest in a good amount of the roster, even going so far as to being the one who created both Flubber and Springman's older brother, Sling Sam, as well as possibly being responsible for the reanimation of Mr. Mummy Man over here. This boy's been preparing for this virus years ago. She's also the one behind the creation of this headlock contraption, which is pretty much like the boss character of the game, attaching itself onto the bodies of other fighters while taking over their minds and giving them a few extra limbs for you to contest with. No matter what character they end up going with, I have a feeling this thing is going to be incorporated into the final Smash. I mean, the characters from the game do all have a special move thing going on with like a meter that fills up, but it's nothing all that interesting and will just end up being a copy of what Little Mac and DK already do. The headlock creature mounting itself onto the character first would at least provide some amount of visual flair, and at that point, why not give it to the character who created the damn thing in the first place, and both willingly and canonically attaches it onto her own head in the game's Grand Prix mode. I have a feeling she'd be a pretty popular and well-received choice out of the game's roster too, even among some of the ARMS detractors, because, let's face it, the Smash fanbase, we're kind of a bunch of dorks, and dorks tend to like villains. That's pretty much a scientifically proven fact at this point, and that's coming from a dork who likes villains. Hell, the game's Grand Prix mode practically writes the reveal trailer itself. It'll start with Springman or some other character you're supposed to think is in the game, but then, boom, Max Brass appears to challenge them, and you think, oh, it's gotta be him now, but then, uh-oh, turns out it wasn't actually Max Brass the whole time, and it'll be a funny moment that all the kids will meme, and we'll just have a grand old time. Now, I suppose I should mention this in some sort of way, but a few of my friends have pointed out that I sort of happen to have a minor resemblance to this character, but does that really matter, huh? Does it? Do you really think that I just want this character in the game so that I can self-insert as a prettier, taller, more attractive, and more in shape looking version of myself? I am a pretty big ARMS fan, okay? One of my best friends owns this game, and I've played it with him like maybe around 6 times, and I've had fun with it every time, and I've listened to a few of the songs on the game's soundtrack before, and I'm pretty sure I've made some sort of comment about liking the game's character designs on Facebook Messenger or Discord before. The game's soundtrack is pretty damn good, though, I must admit. I've actually been listening to a lot more of it ever since it was revealed to be in Smash. Oh my god. It actually works. We're all nothing but sheep. Sheep following whatever Sakurai tells us to get invested in. Ah, well, I'm pretty sure being a sheep is almost a requirement at this point when you're a fan of this medium. Or any entertainment medium, really. To wrap things up here, in all seriousness, I do think that Dr. Coyle would make for a pretty logical inclusion to represent ARMS at this specific stage in the Smash series. But if, for whatever reason, you don't want to use her, then let's be real here. The inflation fetish clown is pretty much your second best choice. That certainly was a video. A bit of a spur-of-the-moment idea just kinda came to me when I realized that, hey, there's a decent chance that a character I'd really like to play as will be included, so I figured I'd make something out of it. A video like this is pretty much destined to become outdated, though, so if she doesn't get in, then I'm probably gonna change the title to something like I Am Big Idiot or something like that. I've heard some people predicting that this will be like a Koopaling type of deal with multiple characters as skins for one moveset, which, you know, it does make some logical sense, but it's not quite as fun when making predictions. Oh, and I want to give 2 shoutouts before I end this video. One is to the YouTuber Sarcasmus and his comprehensive breakdown of the ARMS lore. It seriously helped me a lot, and I used a couple of clips from his video too, so go check them out. The links will be in the description. And for this snazzy mashup of Dr. Coyle's theme and Infinite's theme, that's brought to you by YouTube user Temmie. Seriously, this mashup is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I first clicked on it, since Infinite's theme is kind of like a meme song, but it's actually pretty dang solid here, and it's only got like 100 views, so, you know, go help change that a little. And remember to do all of that other YouTuber stuff, you know, like, comment, and subscribe, and all that, okay? Love you guys.